if we don't have any evidence or really good evidence for it, and we don't have any evidence against it,
Hmm.
where should we be on our confidence? Should we have a confidence? Should we hold off on judgment? Where should we be?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Yeah, uh, I'm 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 fine. I'm good. What about you?
Good. I'm doing pretty good. Very good. It's been a rainy weekend so far. Lots of rain. It rained all day yesterday, and so far today it's been raining all day as well. But it's gonna stop soon.
Yeah, we are also facing rainy season too.
Okay.
It's
And
already rain.
you're in India?
Yeah, yeah, I'm in India.
India. Cool. Cool. Okay. Awesome. You said you had a YouTube channel as well?
Yeah, yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I'm basically an artist. So I draw stuff and upload it on YouTube.
Okay, cool. I will. If you want to send me that link, and I'll put the link in the description. So if anyone's watching this, they can go out and check out that art. All right.
Well, that's very nice of you. Let me just give you the link. I have never learned how to paint, but painting and drawing and sketching is my passion, so I just do it.
Cool.
So,
Sounds fun.
yeah, you can also check out and see how my paintings are, right?
All right.
Oh,
Sure.
I thought we both are connected on WhatsApp, so I mistakenly opened the WhatsApp. Let me give you the link on Messenger.
What are we discussing today? I don't think we really. I don't remember what we talked about. Like what we were going to talk about. I think had we decided?
To be honest with you, I have not even remembered that we will talk today. I mean, I totally forgot about this conversation. But as you have
Okay.
texted me, so yes, I do remember what we are going to talk today. Uh, uh, we have vaguely decided to talk on spirituality and Indian mysticism.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember now. I had trouble remembering because I talked to a couple other people and
Yeah,
got a little confused there.
I have checked your YouTube channel, and
Oh,
and
okay.
the whole aesthetic of your channel is pretty good, and I want to learn about that because I am I am completely a novice when it comes to technology.
Okay.
My age is not. I know I'm talking like an old person, but yeah, I mean, I don't understand these digital gadgets. Yet, I just try and do some stuff.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
so I would like to learn a lot of things from you and how to handle the YouTube channel because I
Okay.
really want to grow uh, my my channel. All right.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Well, jumping right into spirituality.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me like I don't know, just a brief description of what you believe in regards to spirituality?
Well, that's a very nice question. Uh, Okay, so before trying to say anything about spirituality, I just want to clarify two things. First is there will be a little bit of problem in having a conversation because English is not my first language, and I don't belong to some kind of modern city where people speak English, right? Uh,
Right.
where stay, people here they don't even speak Hindi, the national language of India. They speak their own local languages, right? India has a very rich culture, so we have a lot of languages. I think we have around 1800 or so languages. So people speak their own specific language, right? We call them
Right.
mother tongue. So I'm habituated of listening to those languages particularly, and not that English, but I have been practicing speaking English because I know that English is a global language and it will be useful for me if I travel anywhere else. So, like if I travel abroad, I need this language. So, I've been practicing, and
Hmm.
that's why I agreed to this conversation because I really wanted. It's like a practice to me, right? So
Sure. Yeah.
you are doing me a favor by talking to me.
Awesome.
So this
Yeah,
is the first thing. Yeah, yeah,
I'm glad I'm
you
able to help out with that. And then just for anyone watching, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit out any parts that that we might need to look up some translations. So there might be some big pauses, and I'm just going to edit those out so nobody
yeah,
has
yeah.
to.
I
Yeah.
was hoping for that, and I will try not to pause, or I will not try to, pause more, right?
Yeah.
Just
Not
a
a
little
problem
bit.
though.
Okay, okay, fine. And second,
Yeah.
I just want to clarify about spirituality uh, as you have stated. Uh, Although we are talking about spirituality, but spirituality has a lot of definition based on whom you are talking with, right? Whom we are talking
Right.
to. So when I say spirituality, I'm not specifically talking about spirituality. I'm talking about Advaita Vedanta to be specific, right? But Advaita or Advaita Vedanta is a Sanskrit term, and it is translated as spirituality in English.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why we are using spirituality in that context. So so just to be specific, that we are talking about Advaita and not particularly about spirituality. If that sounds or if that means something to somebody else, so we are not talking about that, right? We are not talking about spirits and animal spirits and something like that that people usually talk about. I mean, I have heard people talking about spirituality and they speak about some animal kind of spirits and ghosts. We are not
Hmm.
talking about that, any of that in this conversation. So
Okay.
yeah. So now coming to your question that what spirituality means to me. So yeah, well, it's very difficult for me to explain, but I'll try.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Spirituality, yeah, yeah. Spirituality in a simple language, it means that it states, it claims that you are not your body, you're not your mind, right? Like we have been, I mean, habituated or we have been kind of brainwashed to believe that we are this body and we are this mind, right? So spirituality says you're not any of that. You're not your body. You're not your mind. It's just a delusion. You are you are you are kind of spirit, for lack of a proper word in English. The real word, the actual word for spirit is in English. I'm sorry, in Hindi or in Sanskrit, it's Atman, right? And Atman is translated as spirit or soul in English language. But Atman has a deeper meaning to that. So Atman simply means the self, right?
Okay.
The literal meaning of the word Atman, it means the self, but it is translated as spirit or soul. So
Okay.
yeah, so this Vedanta, the philosophy of Vedanta, it tells you that you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are soul, you are a spirit, you are a soul,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So, and you don't have, and unlike a Brahmanic religion, it doesn't tell you to believe this. It tells you to, you know, kind of experience who you really are.
Hmm. Okay.
So this is
Okay.
spirituality for me.
Okay. I understand. And with regards to like, you are not your body, you are spirit. Is this something that you do believe?
As I said, the Vedanta theory, the philosophy of Vedanta, it doesn't tell you to believe in this theory.
Sure.
It tells
I'm
you
just
to.
wondering. I'm just wondering what you personally think.
I will come to that later. Uh,
Okay.
but as far as the philosophy or the teachings, Indian mysticism is concerned, the teachings of Indian mysticism is concerned, it tells you not to believe in any of the thing that it teaches you. It gives you a way, and it tells you to experience it. Like unless you experience it, how it is real for you, right? So it tells you to experience what is said rather than simply believing it. Now your question is, do I believe in this theory? Yes, I do believe in this theory to be true, and I want it to be true, but I don't know if it is real. But I'm just a seeker, I'm just a practitioner, I'm just practicing what has been described. And,
Okay.
that's all to get the result.
Understood. Uh, can I get a sense of your confidence that this is true, I suppose? Like on a scale from 0 to 100, let's say 0 is you really don't know. All you have are questions. You don't know anything for sure on the subject. And then 100 would be you're completely confident. You don't need to look at any evidence, and you're just you're not even interested in looking at any evidence. You're 100% confident, and really your mind couldn't be changed. Where would you fall on that scale?
Well, that is very difficult question for me, but can I give you the answer in a slightly different way, which I
Yeah, of
have
course.
thought?
Yes.
Okay. So to answer your question about this, I would say that imagine yourself that you are in a cave, right? Imagine yourself that you are in a cave and the cave is very dark. So you can't see anything, what is there in the cave, right? And you really want to go out. So you start searching for the way to go out, way to go out, right? To escape the cave.
Hmm.
So and you see some light from far away. You see it, right? But if you are a rationalist or if you have a rational mind, then you think, is this real? I'm 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 seeing a light. I'm observing a light coming out from far away, but it's so tiny, it's so small that I cannot comprehend if it is real or if it is hypothetical. I mean, if it's all fiction, it's all imaginary. But the fact
Hmm.
is that I do see a light, right? But I don't know if it is real. So in the same way, I practice all this mysticism and I do experience something, uh, but I don't know if it is all real or it's just my mind playing with me, because once you start believing something, then your mind starts you know start defending it, or you start
Mm-hmm.
building up the rationale around that concept, that, oh, this happened to me, so it must be because of that reason. So
Okay.
I'm traveling in a very thin line, right? To be
Sure.
rational at the same time to see what it is. I mean, I cannot simply reject it, because as I am moving forward, I am having a lot of experiences, right? But those experiences are very subtle. They are not very, what is that word? I mean, they are not very prominent. That they are not on your face, but these are very subtle. So you don't. It's like a deja vu, right? If to
Hmm.
give you some analogy, it's like a deja vu. You think that something has happened to you, means something happens to you and you think that it has already happened with me, but you don't know for sure that whether it has happened with you before, or it's just your mind playing some tricks with you. So it's like that. So I'm not sure how much do I give that. I'm not sure that what marks will I give to this all this, but that is how I see it. I mean, as far as my position is concerned, I am a rational person, and I look everything. I can't believe anything without proper empirical evidence. So that's my
Okay.
position. But at the same time,
Okay.
I do experience something. So it's very complicated, as you can see.
Yes, it does sound that way. So I guess my next question would be, you must have some sort of confidence level, even if you can't articulate what a number might be.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yes, I have a
what are
confidence. Yeah,
sure.
yeah, you go on, you continue with
Okay.
your question.
And what is your reasons for this belief?
Hmm. What are my reasons to believe in this concept? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
what
nice.
makes you believe in it?
Okay. So, yeah, right. That's a very good question to ask. First of all, I enjoy doing it. That's the number one thing. You do that thing that you enjoy the most, right? Otherwise, why will you do that? So
Okay.
that is the simplest explanation I can give you. Another point is that why do I believe in it? Because I think it has benefited me in some way. So it is beneficial for me. I enjoy doing it. And the third point would be that I think that it has a solution for all the problems today that people or humans are suffering. So it has a solution for that. I do believe in that. And I can explain it to you. How does it work? But so these are the 3 points because of which I do what I do, or
Okay.
what I believe.
Okay, awesome. Sounds like you got three reasons, and the first one that you seem to indicate was the biggest one and seemingly the most important. You said that it's something that you really enjoy.
Yes.
So okay, and I guess my question regarding that is: do you think that someone can have a belief that they really enjoy and they have a great time with that belief and being kind of a part of that belief. And do you think that
Hmm.
someone can hold a belief like that and really enjoy it, but the belief be untrue?
Yeah, it can happen in that way. I mean, I always think that maybe my beliefs are not true. As I said, I am a
Mm-hmm.
rationalist first. I see everything with a rational mind. I apply critical thinking to everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that, what to say, uh, for lack of proper word, I don't have to believe everything to be true. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm free from that part. That yes, it can be untrue. That's the case. That can be the case. But although there is no evidence in sub, I mean, there are evidences, but they are not empirical. They are not. So I cannot say for sure that if these evidences support for this belief, but there are no evidence against this belief also. So I
Ah.
don't have.
Okay.
So I so and therefore, I mean, like for example, I don't know if I can say that, but like take the example of Adam and Eve. This is a belief that humanity spread from Adam and Eve. But today, science tells us about evolution, and science tells
Mm-hmm.
us that there was no Adam, no Eve. So this belief
Right.
doesn't hold uh, against science. But as far as my beliefs are concerned, it doesn't have any that kind of, you know,
Okay.
um, it doesn't have that. In science, there is no theory or concept in science that goes against my beliefs. Till now, we don't know in the future if it comes, but till now there is
Right.
no scientific
Okay.
background.
I guess my next question for you is, so let me kind of recap what you said, and you can, if I'm wrong, Kumar, if I'm misrepresenting, just say, hey, Pierce, that's not what I'm saying, and then please correct me. But I think what you're
Okay.
saying is that there's not a lot of empirical or really good evidence that supports this belief in spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also really no evidence that can prove it to be incorrect, right?
Yes, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay, awesome. So if we don't have any evidence or really good evidence for it, and we don't have any evidence against it,
Mm-hmm.
where should we be on our confidence? Should we have a confidence? Should we hold off on judgment? Where should we be?
Okay, so as I said, that if there is no proper evidence supporting this concept, then why should you practice it in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
If if that's your question, is so.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of sort of a different way to word it.
Okay, so I have already said that I enjoy doing it. So you
Mm-hmm.
enjoy what you work or you do something that you enjoy, right? And second, it is beneficial for me. It is beneficial for mind, and that's how it. So that's why I do it. It's beneficial, and I enjoy doing it. So that's the two reason enough for me. And it's all
Oh.
subjective. I don't want everyone to follow what I follow. If they don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
then then they should do anything that they enjoy. They don't have to
Mm-hmm.
follow what I do.
Sure.
So
Understood. So I suppose, now correct me if I'm wrong. I might be stretching a little bit here, but
mhm.
would you say that you probably have one of the either the best way or one of the best ways to kind of enjoy your life and kind of live in a good way? Is that would that be accurate?
I think I'm not messed up in my mind. I'm a very uh, one second.
Mm-hmm.
The word I'm searching for.
No problem.
So it's saying settled man. I have a settled mind, I can say.
Okay.
I'm I'm
Okay.
searching for that. My mind is not messed up. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
I'm a
Sure.
very,
And I
so do you have a proper word for that? That somebody has a messed up mind that
uh, maybe delusional might be the correct word.
no,
But
no, no. I'm not
I
saying about
no.
delusion
Okay.
and that. Just imagine a person who is having a relationship, but he can't manage that, right? He can't go
Hmm.
to his friends, or means his mind is totally messed up, right? So he
Hmm.
can't enjoy his life. He has a girlfriend or a wife, maybe, or kids, or he may have a friend circle, but he can't enjoy any of that because of his own mind. His
Like
mind is messed up.
anxiety? Is that the word you're looking for? Anxiety?
Okay, maybe anxiety, but I'm
Okay.
saying that I am opposite of that. My mind is not messed
Okay.
up. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
And I
Um.
think my practices, what I do, has helped me to get to this stage. So that's why I was saying that it has benefited me, because I
Okay.
think that what I do has helped me to get here where I am right now.
Awesome. Okay. And I'm glad that you have found it beneficial. I always like when people have benefits and are living a beneficial and a life that has a lot of enjoyment. So that's great. And that maybe that's might be the best way for you to live your life. Perhaps I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not. I'm wondering what do you think would be the next best way? If it wasn't for that, what's number two? Like an option for the next best option.
Well, if not yoga and spirituality, then you can play some sports. You can
Okay.
do some exercise, or you can learn karate and martial arts, because they also help you to be disciplined in your life, and they really helps you to concentrate uh, and focus, and they really helps you to you know kind of
Sure.
reduce the vibrations. Vibration, is that a correct word? Vibration, that uh, let me check. Turmoil is the correct one. See, I know the words, but
Oh.
they just don't come into my mind. See, that's the
No worries.
problem in English.
I understand what you're saying, so no worries at
Yeah,
all.
so they help us to reduce your turmoil that you of your mind. So they
Sure.
also help.
And
So
why
if
is
I were not,
this
yeah, you can go on.
why is this the second best option and not the first best option?
Um, because I think there are some disadvantages. Those disadvantages are not I mean, affecting. You can still do it. Like, for example, martial art. You need to go to classes. I mean, you really need to pay for that, and you
Oh,
have to
okay.
go somewhere. You can't learn on your own. You need a master, a proper master to guide you. Otherwise, you will
Hmm.
break your own bones, right? If you will start
Maybe.
looking for YouTube videos, so you will break your own bones. So you need somebody. I have seen people practicing, and they do really need, so that they can do all kinds of stunts that has been done, that they do in martial arts. So
Hmm.
these are slight disadvantages which are not there what I do.
Okay. Do you think that maybe the same benefit you could get from, let's say, I don't know, making like a nice herbal tea, sitting down, reading a calming book, by a fireplace or something? You think that might have a similar benefit?
See, the philosophy that I follow teaches
Mm-hmm.
you that if you do anything, anything means anything, like even if you sleep and don't not do anything, right? Sleep is also a kind of action that you are performing. So any action that you perform, right, if it is intense, like you do it very passionately or very in a very intense, you do it in a very intense state, then that will lead you to your liberation. You don't have
Hmm.
to do yoga or meditation, a proper yoga and meditation that they teach you in school or in some places. You can do anything. Only the requirement is that you have to be, it's kind of mindfulness, like you have to be present in that moment, and you have to do it with some passion, right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is sufficient to take you to your to the path of liberation. So that's what
Okay.
I've done.
All right. I think we kind of talked about your number one reason, which was that it brings a lot of enjoyment, and I think we touched on the beneficial. And I think you may have sort of answered this, at least in a roundabout way. But I think I'm going to ask the question one more time, perhaps just a little bit more directly. So
Okay.
for a belief, we can talk about any belief. It doesn't even have to be specifically about spirituality.
Hmm.
But if a belief is beneficial and it brings someone something good, something that benefits them in their life, whether it be physical or their mind or whichever,
Hmm.
just because it brings them a benefit doesn't necessarily make it true.
Well, I'm not saying that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I just wanted to throw that out there.
But
I think you.
as you have asked, let me tell you the difference, as well as the benefits of having a belief. Difference of a belief and a blind belief. These are two different things. And
Okay,
I think you understand the difference, but let me just elaborate a little more. See,
please.
belief is fine, right? Like take for example that man, I'm forgetting the name. SpaceX, the owner of SpaceX, what's the
Elon
name of that
Musk.
person? Elon Musk. Yeah. Now if you just go through his life, I mean, if you just read about his life was a total failure. But in that moment, he never stopped believing in what he thinks is best for him. He never stopped believing
Hmm.
in that. And you see today, he's doing good. He's doing great, and he's doing a favor for this, for the whole humanity. If he becomes successful in what he's thinking, then that's a leap, right? We as a humanity, we will have a leap to the next level, right? So leap of faith that he had will gives us a leap in the next version. Version is right word, or we will be updated in some way. We will have an
Okay.
update as a humanity because we will settle down in Mars or whatever he thinks is going to happen. But that is his belief. I don't know if he had a blind faith or blind belief in what he believes, but if he believes in that, and that, see where it has led him, right? But on the other hand, you have a blind faith, you have a blind belief. Like whatever I say is the truth, and there can't be any other truth. So that's a blind faith. You don't know if it is that, if what you believe is true, but you are willing to concretize what you believe is true. That is ignorance, that is arrogance at the same time, and that is and it only suggests that you are confused between what is true and what you believe. Belief, knowing, and believing are two different things, right? You know if it is true,
Yes.
or you believe it if it is true. So there is a difference. So when you have a blind faith, so this difference, you tends to overlook this difference. You don't see what is right. But when you believe something, you kind of know, even if you don't express it even to yourself, but you kind of know that what I believe, it may not be true, it may not come true, or it may not be true. So this difference is there. So I just wanted to throw some light over here. So I
Okay.
believe I don't have a blind faith. I'm an agnostic,
Okay.
to be precise.
Gotcha. So agnostic meaning you don't know,
Yeah, yeah.
and I
I'm an
think
ignorant.
okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right, let's, if you don't mind, we can move on to your third and final thing that you said, which was it provides a solution. I didn't really let you elaborate too far on that. If you want to kind of tell me what that's about a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay, but I don't know how to articulate this, but I'll give a try. Give it a
Okay.
try.
Thank you.
So so all the problems that is happening in this world, like take for example pollution, global warming, this corona
Hmm.
pandemic, who caused all these problems? Who caused them?
With regards to the global warming and the pandemic,
No, no, I'm talking about everything as a whole. Who are
everything as a
responsible for,
whole.
do you think some tiger has caused global warming, or an
Probably
elephant?
not.
Then who caused all these problems? It's the human beings, right? We
Um,
caused it. Don't you
Maybe,
agree with me?
perhaps. Um, I
Have, where this disagreement is coming from, like we have polluted the environment through our factories, through our industries, don't we?
sure, I can
Or
agree
or
with
do
that.
you
Yeah.
or do you think that it's all natural? Means global warming doesn't exist. I mean, climate change has happening because of it's all natural process. If we were not there, anyway, it's gonna happen. So, do you believe that, or do you believe this? Do you believe in this idea that it's all caused by human beings? What do you believe?
Uh, I would say that there's likely a huge human factor,
Yes.
but I think there is a natural factor as well.
Okay. Okay. So we can. I mean, so if it is natural, then nature will take care of it. I was not because we were not debating about does human cause global warming or
Right.
not. We are focusing on the world's problem, right? Or the
Hmm.
problem that we are facing, like we have wars, we have terrorism, right? Even
Sure.
corona has not been caused by a human being. I think not deliberately, but something it has to do with, you know, human humans ignorance, not ignorance, uh, carelessness. Yeah, that's the right word. Something it has to do
Okay.
with humans carelessness. So we can take that, or the Holocaust that happened, anything, or the World War. All these things, we have created all these problems, or take it for example poverty, right? Why do we have poverty in the world, right? So why we are not successful in eradicating poverty and things like that. I mean, these problems should be eradicated in this 21st
Hmm.
century, but it has not. Why? Because we don't have that compassion, I believe, or we don't have that sensitivity towards other people, right? We don't have that. We think, most of the people think that if we are happy, if we have wealth, then everything is okay, everything is fine. But if you look to the larger world, you will find that people still sleep on the streets, they don't have houses and everything. So why are people not sensitive enough to sense all these things? Because
Hmm.
they are engaged in their own problems. It's not that they are evil by nature, but because they are engaged in their own problems. Like they
Hmm.
have, if you are a man, then you have a wife, if you have children, so you have to attend to them, and then you may have parents you have to look after. Then you I'm sure you do some jobs, so you are a busy man, you are an earning man. So I'm just taking an example. It can be a lot of different things. If you are a child, and if you have your own studies. So I mean, I'm saying that people are engaged in their own life. So
Yeah.
what I do really helps you to kind of manage your own life. At the same time, it develops some kind of, it enhances your sensitivity, right? You become more sensible towards other creatures, other lives, right? So it happens naturally. It's not that it's some kind of commandment or some kind of moral codes that is given to you. If you do those practices, or if you do live a spiritual life, then a kind of compassion and sensitivity towards other lives, it just naturally comes to you, right? So
Okay.
then, so if you are sensible enough to sense others' misery or others' problems, then certainly if you will do what you can do the best for them. At least you can pray for them if you can't do anything else. But you will become sensible towards them, if
With
that
all
makes
these
sense.
issues, you mentioned like poverty and the global warming, the pandemic,
Mhm.
etc. With all these issues that we face, do you think that we can solve all or some of these issues without living a spiritual life? Do you think that's possible?
Um, First of all, spirituality is not something which is different from humanity. Like, if to tell you to kind of throw some light over there, like humanity and spirituality are the two faces of the same coin, right?
Hmm.
You can't separate them. So for yourself,
Hmm.
you are spiritual, and when you practice spirituality in the world, so that is humanity. Like if you help them, it's humanity. But well, means what has inspired you to help them? What has caused that helping? Like if you donate something or you help other people who are suffering from some kind of problem, and what has caused what has generated that kindness within you, that you start helping them, if you help them, and why not other people has helped them? So it's all
Okay.
because a level of spiritual enlightenment that happens in persons. And as I have said, that you don't have to do specific practice for that. It comes automatically if you involve in certain kind of work. I mean, if you involve in certain way, I'm not saying in a specific work can make you, spiritually enlightened. But if you do whatever you do, if you do it consciously enough, then that enhances your position. So, and you become more and more compassionate, and you help them, and you help other people, right? And if a person doesn't do anything with consciousness, with consciously, so uh, he is not elevated, so he may not find that compassion for, or sympathy or empathy. He may not sympathize with other person in trouble, so he may just carry on with his personal private work, and he may not think about that guy. So it all depends upon it all depends upon how much conscious you are, right, within yourself. So
Hmm.
that helps you. uh, so what was your question again? I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh, is there any other way? Yeah, but you can't practice humanity without spirituality. You need spiritual processes. You need
Hmm.
spiritual realm or spiritual influence. Spiritual influence has to influence humanity. Then only, like, it's a charger of your mobile phone, of your smartphone. Without a charger, your smartphone cannot function. You need a charger, right? So spirituality kinds of charge your humanity. It elevates you in that way, in that regard. So you
Okay.
become available to to problems.
Okay.
So I
I'd
don't think
like
so.
to I'd like to give you an example, and you can kind of tell me your thoughts on it.
Mhm.
So quite a few years ago, I would say it's probably like 15 years ago at this point, but there was a homeless man in my city, and he was just kind
Okay.
of kind of hanging out by the street. And I was driving by him, and I had just gone to the grocery store,
Mhm.
and I had picked up some water, and he looked like he was definitely in some need. So I stopped by and actually gave him some water, and he thanked me, and then I pretty much went on my way. So I tried to do something good for him, try to help him out. And I
Mhm.
wouldn't consider myself a spiritual person, not now, and not at that time either.
Mhm.
I guess, what are your thoughts regarding that? I wouldn't consider myself spiritual, but was that a spiritual thing? I guess I'm kind of lost on when you were explaining it. You seem to think that when someone helps someone out and really, has empathy for another, that you kind of said that that's spirituality. So I guess if you could explain that a little bit better.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, what you did was, yes, it was a spiritual act, actually, if you ask
Hmm.
me, the way
Okay.
I look at it, because you had some kind of sympathy for that man. You saw that he needs water, and you kind of gave him water. So that's a spiritual
Hmm.
act. I mean, and you said that I don't consider myself spiritual. Well, you don't have to be, because spirituality is just a name, right?
Okay.
Spirituality is a phenomenon that happens naturally to people. You don't have to be spiritual in order to be spiritual. You just have to be real, right? If you are real, I mean, you follow the path of truth. Like, if you know the art of differentiating between what is real and what is unreal, then you are following that path, even if you don't know it. It's still there.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's how I see it.
Okay. Um, I I don't think I have anything else for you at this point. Um, I guess, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I just really wanted to know your position regarding, beliefs and everything. I mean, I just wanted to know if you are an atheist or agnostic, or you practice some religion. I don't know you personally, so.
Sure. I don't follow any particular religion. I would consider myself an agnostic atheist. So the way
Okay.
that I kind of determine truth is I like to see some sort of evidence usually. I like to
I
only
get you.
use reliable methods to determine truth. So if there's a method that can be used and repeated and to come to a conclusion, then most of the time that will be the truth. If no method exists, I tend to hold off on judgment until a method or evidence is presented.
So you don't have any opinion about those subjects which has not proved by science yet, and there is no evidence against that thing. What do you believe in that situation?
Yeah, I think I would agree with that statement. I would say that unless there's a method that can reliably prove something, I will either hold off on belief with regards to that. So, for example, believing in a God, I don't think that there's any way to test and see if a God exists. Therefore, I hold off on having a belief in any God.
Okay, I get you. I'm also an agnostic. I don't consider myself to be an agnostic atheist or theist. I simply want to be an absolute agnostic.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
this means that first of all, as far as you said that God. So I also don't believe in gods that scripture they speak about, because that God is very anthropomorphic in nature, if that makes sense. I mean, he kinds of gets angry when you don't worship him,
Hmm.
or he
Right.
takes vengeance. So this is all human nature. It's not divine nature, as per if they claim if it is means God is divine. So it's not divinity. It's just human beings messed up with his mind, with their minds. So then they act that way. So
Hmm.
I think I'm very confident about that religious gods, they don't exist. But
Okay.
I do kind of believe that there is another dimension. Uh, I'm not a materialist in that regard, that physicality is all there is. Like, for example, if you study quantum mechanics, you will see that the laws of physics don't apply to quantum world. Like, they have their own laws and their own I mean, I mean, their own attitudes, their own behaviors, their own characteristics, right? And they don't
Okay.
follow the physical laws. So when if you had a time machine, and if you just go to the past and you speak about all these things to the past scientists, like there is a quantum world where electrons, they just simply teleport themselves to higher level and some stuff like that. They will say that you have gone crazy, because they did not know about the quantum world. But now we know that
Hmm.
there is a quantum world. We know that. So similarly, I think we will know in the future. Maybe may not it may not be true, but in the future we may know perhaps that there is some spiritual world, for the lack of proper word. We can say that there is some spiritual world, right? So
Hmm.
which is yet to be discovered by the scientists. So I
Hmm.
don't know if it exists, but I don't know uh, either it doesn't exist. So, but I like believing in that, because it gives me strength, as I said, that it benefits me. So that's why I do.
Okay. All right. Um, yeah, I think I've asked all the questions that I have at this moment. If you have any last questions for me, you can ask. Otherwise, we can kind of wrap it up and put a bow on the conversation.
Uh, okay, so you can add this to your you know video, or you can delete it. But I just wanted to ask you that, were you Christian before becoming an agnostic or atheist?
No, actually, I was not. I was raised in a household that was kind of Christian. It was kind of unusual in that sense. A lot of people in the United States who have Christian views have very, very strong views. They have a
Mhm.
very high confidence that their God exists, right? And in my household, it wasn't so much that. It was a Christian household. However, the confidence in that particular God was actually really low. And we didn't really attend church. We didn't do those types of things.
I got you.
So, yeah, so I didn't really get indoctrinated. And then kind of looking, even as a child, looking at the Christian religion, I never really accepted it. So,
So you were never been brainwashed by your own family member.
correct.
Okay. So have you read the Bible? Um, have you read it?
As an adult, yes, but kind of with an asterisk. I haven't read it word for word, cover to cover, but I have read sections of it.
I get it. Because so to give you a background, since my childhood, I was exposed to different religions. Like
Mm-hmm.
I used to know about Christianity even when I was a child because I was so fascinated about all these stuff. And so I know about different religions. Like I know I belong to a Hindu family, particularly because I'm in India, so most people here are Hindus. But India is a land of different religions, so people of various faiths do stay here. But mostly people are Hindu, and I'm also uh, belong to Hindu religion. So I know about my religion also, and I have studied various faiths, so I know about other faiths too. Okay, so I don't have to ask anything else. I don't
Okay.
want. I mean, that's all. That sounds rude, but I'm not. I didn't meant. I'm just saying that I'm over. I'm finished. Right.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, then I guess we'll put a wrap on this, and maybe we can have another conversation at another time. I don't know if you'd be interested or not, but
Yeah, I would love to. As I said, that it is actually helping me to practice my English skill, which is not that good, but I'm just trying. And next time when we will chat, I will show some improvement for sure.
okay. All right, great. All right.
Actually, okay, go on.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, I'm glad I was able to help, and I guess till next time, take care, I suppose.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
You
thank you.
take
Goodbye.
care of take you take care too.
Thank you.
Thank you.